It has been a decade since British actor Aml Ameen decided to go to Hollywood to further his career. Since then, the Camden, North London-born star who made his name in the UK in acclaimed urban film Adulthood, and as PC Lewis Hardy in long-running police drama The Bill, has carved out an extremely successful path for himself across the pond. In 10 years, he has been seen in high-profile projects such films The Butler, Maze Runner and the George Lucas-produced Red Tails, starring alongside the likes of Kathy Bates, Forrest Whitaker, Robin Williams, Bryan Cranston, and Oprah Winfrey. Audiences may also be familiar with him as the lead in fellow British actor Idris Elba's directorial debut Yardi in 2018. But as the old saying goes, home is where the heart is, and Aml's latest turn is as the director, producer, writer and star of the UK's latest big-screen romantic comedy Boxing Day. Released at the weekend, the film, which headed up the Christmas titles at the cinema, has already made history as the first film of its genre to feature an all-black cast, which includes the debut acting role of Little Mix singer Leigh-Anne Pinnock, who appears alongside Aml and veteran talents such as Academy Award nominee Marianne Jean-Baptiste and US How to Get Away with Murder star Asia Naomi King. Follows the journey of Melvine Mackenzie, Ameen, a British author based in the US who returns home to launch his new book and to introduce his American girlfriend, King, to his British Caribbean family. However, during his trip he is also forced to confront some unresolved issues, including the prior messy breakup with his ex, who now happens to be a huge pop star, played by Pinnock. Aml, 36, describes the film as a love letter to the UK and the rich multiculturalism that exists here, which was his motivation for making it in the first place and for returning home to shoot it. He even used his own family as an inspiration, shaping and naming many of the characters after relatives, including Dad Bilal and quirky sister Aretha. I think, in general, my hope is that Britain at large grasps the fact that I made this film with him in mind, every step of the way, he says. The UK is the crème de la crème when it comes to multicultural society, particularly in London, and if in the same way we love Notting Hill and Love Actually we're open to this film, then it will stand alongside those great movies, as those films are embraced by everybody, and I feel that this movie is deserving of that too, because it's truly a British film. Aml, who has been acting since the age of 5, and studied at the Barbara Speake Stage School as a child, is hoping Boxing Day can also be a tool to inform as well as entertain. He says, "My agent, who happens to be white, spoke to me at the premiere, and he was like, I think for a lot of white people, the film is a real educational moment of what it's like to be in an African Caribbean or African household, and of the experiences of people in interracial relationships, or who have family with different cultures." He adds, "For a long time, a lot of people have felt that they need to behave in a particular way to get ahead in life. I think this film will potentially shift minds, in particularly for people that are not black, seeing black people in places of opulence, seeing them in their joy, seeing them in everyday life. This film does that really well." Another thing the film does well is it showcases some of Britain's rising acting talent, which includes Little Mix star Leigh-Anne Pinnock, who has never acted before and is more known by fans globally for her music achievements. The Brit Award winner and recent mum of twins, shines during her first time on the big screen, where she ironically plays a famous singer, Georgia. However, Aml admits he wasn't sure about casting her initially and that she definitely had to earn the role. "I didn't really know who Little Mix were, and from that first audition my producers were interested, but I was on the fence about it," he says. but eventually what I did is I watched an interview with her online and I was really taken by her personality, her humanity and her commitment to the truth within herself. She's very raw and open. So, I was like, if we can actually get her to be as she is in real life, we might be able to get a great performance. And then she and I made a pact to really go at it and work ridiculously hard, and all credit to her, she did just that and gives a really strong performance in this film. Using his platform to allow talent to shine is something Aml has been doing for much of his career. Another Boxing Day co-star Samson Kayo is already a familiar face on British TV screens in shows such as BBC's award-winning comedy sketch show Famulum and Sky's critically acclaimed paramedic comedy Bloods, which he is a writer on and stars in alongside absolutely fabulous star Jane Horrocks. However, the impressive talent, who has been nominated for a BAFTA and a Royal Television Society Award, got his big break in Aml's 2011 short film Drink, Drugs and KFC exactly a decade prior to filming his part in Boxing Day. He'd never acted before, says Aml, and that film was a launching pad for him because of his natural ability and the opportunity to play a really cool character, and he's now gone on to shine. For Aml, the transition from actor to director of a big screen movie was not as hard as it could have been, due to some of his previous experiences on set. My methodology as an actor means I'm actually used to directing, because I'm often collaborating with my directors on what my role and performance will be. I think like a filmmaker, so it wasn't strange for me at all to be stepping into something that is just part of who I am. Despite the challenging global events of the past 2 years, Aml's career has not slowed down. The day after the Boxing Day premiere he was back on a plane to the US where he is playing iconic civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in new Netflix's Rustin, which is the first feature film to be produced by Barack and Michelle Obama's Higher Ground Productions for the streaming platform. The movie tells the story of Bayard Rustin, the late civil rights activist who helped organize the 1963 March in Washington, where Dr. King made his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. It's been a deep honor, says Aml of the role, which, like Boxing Day, he also sees as instrumental in highlighting unity and not division. It changes you playing someone like that because you start to discover why they're so iconic. He adds, Martin Luther King really was a certified genius, and he was way ahead of his time, just his thought process was kind of out of this world, how he thought and how he came to the conclusion of non-violence and what he meant when he was talking about not judging people by the color of their skin. Boxing Day is in cinemas across the UK,